Great. Good afternoon, good morning, or good whatever time from wherever you are. Welcome to the 2026 Men's Roller Derby World Cup, brought to you from Orléans, France. I am Blade, joined here by
Hazard. Thank you for having me.
And you're about to see Team Australia, Wizards of Oz, taking on Team Argentina. All right, so skating in blue today. I will read our rosters momentarily here. Looks like a very little bit of a false beginning to our game there. I'll try and rattle off this roster quick for you. Skating in blue, we have number 0207 Sosa, 04 El Nini, 087 Bibote, number 10 Navarro, 1234 Rasta, 16 Android, 1618 Mingo, 1621 Culo, number 2 Toro, 20 Bercana, 22 Optimus Squad, 33 Barba, 42 Lucho, 420 Jawari, 43 Vandalay, 44 Pablitox, 550 Mr. Galto, 56 Well Done, 66 Tora, and number 99 Donut.
Probably, and I'll take you through your Wizards of Oz roster for this tournament. You have 0 Shrek, 010 Nomad, 039 Jigglytuff, 04 Thuggernog, 10 Jimpeccable, 238 Changte, 25 Seville, 3 Denominator, 401 Kings, 426 Bazinga, 51 Sin, 54 Drop Blair, 58 Butcher, 6 Mr. Bump, 633 Walters Milling, 666 Slender Jam, 7 Ghost, 747 Scramjet, 75 Just Incredible, and number 8 Lulu. As we go into Jam 2 of this game.
Does look like we have 2 on the Argentina side, 2 blockers sitting at our 888 penalty box, so definitely a pack advantage in favor of Team Australia here in Jam number 2.
That pack advantage not helping them much as they're out but not lead.
Quite the speedy pack we have at the moment. Everyone trying to get their laps in this very early on in the game.
And a quick call off there, denying Australia any points in that jam. Or no, I lie, 3 points in that jam.
The announcer's curse, yeah, it always trips us up. So score nice and close still. Australia 7, Argentina 4. Looks like we've got Chang Tave donning the star for Australia next versus Toro for Argentina.
Nice tight on that line from both teams there, really trying to dominate that jam line, I would say. A lot of emotions are quite high on track today from all teams, so these half-hour games are really having to bring the skill and strategy together.
Definitely. Excellent defensive formation being put forth by Argentina there, keeping Chang Tave at bay. Toro now coming in on a scoring pass, coming in hard to a Team Australia blocker, getting knocked to that outside, bridge back a little ways there, but having to relent to keep that pack definition.
The Australian offense coming in the front there to help Chang Tave out. See if we can get them out of the pack.
Toro being held up at the back of that pack there. Looks like the pivot for Argentina, trying to do a run back there, but that jammer from Australia not falling for that one. They were well aware of where they could re-enter legally. Excellent track awareness on display there.
And that's 1 whole minute to get that first lead jammer of this jam, which goes to Toro for Argentina.
Pack starting to pick up a little bit of speed here along that back straightaway. A little bit of pileup of bodies there as we enter turn number 3. Oh, it does look like we have a star pass. Looks like it's going to be Lulu, our jammer of record for Team Australia, but being sent to that 888 penalty box. So Toro in full control of this jam number 3.
And this is the first game for both Australia and Argentina of this tournament, so I'd imagine a little bit of stumbling as they're getting used to the floor and used to each other and their gameplay. And that is Toro calling off that jam, freezing the Australian Lulu in the box.
Yeah, that's going to be at least Well, it's going to be more than 10 seconds. We know that for sure because they are still sitting in that penalty box, but did go in before that jam was called off. So only time will tell before they are able to regain their jammer. It's like they're using that old school tactic of trying to get your hips as far back as possible, trying to trip up those blockers, get the little false start
work going on in there for sure, yeah.
Some athletics on display there. Bravo, our lone jammer for Argentina, almost free of the pack, but those Wizards of Oz were so quick to reform at the top there and keep them at bay.
So good, and that was a no pass, no penalty for Bravo.
So no lead awarded. Oh, no, lead will be awarded, yes. They must have passed the hips already and then gotten recycled.
Yeah, there was a little bit of back and forthery on that back straight, which is where it happened. That was a very fast half a lap.
No points put up in the last few jams. Australia still holding strong at 7. Argentina with 8 points. Still have just under 9.5 minutes left to go here in this first half. And anyone watching can attest to this. These games have been just flying by. Almost blink and you miss it with these shortened seeding games. It does look like we're going to have a team timeout being called by Australia.
As we have Mr. Bump lining up for Australia and the Wizards of Oz, and Donny for Argentina.
So we have 18 timeout.
Should have really looked at the pronunciation game first.
So give me a chance to thank our sponsors. 888 sponsoring our penalty box, elevated derby safety standards with cutting-edge technology. That's 888. They have their deep cover helmet from 888 provides unmatched technology and fit options.
Good morning and good afternoon to everybody.
I'll also give a shout out to My Roller Derby, the shop that rolls with you.
As you might notice here, the period clock does not stop as we take a team timeout. It continues going, so possibly a tactical thing to use it to blow some time and get the head back in the game for Australia.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. Usually you do that for clock management, but that's a little different.
Yeah, to stop it to get more time, not less.
Oh,
Isn't
yeah.
Definitely a different strategy for this tournament with the way it's worded. Oh, we have Donny out as lead for Argentina with Mr. Bump. I'm not going to curse it, just out of the pack.
Yeah, that star stash was enough to get the star free for that initial pass. Donny sees the impending threat and calls it off. Just waiting to see if any points going up. It looks like a single point for Argentina. That brings their total up to 9. Both teams, though, just get inching closer to that double-digit mark. Neither of them can making it easy to accomplish.
And every point does matter in this tournament structure as well, so even 1 point to none is better than no points to no point.
Exactly.
So we have Kings up for Wizards of Oz and Toro up for Argentina, who is out and lead as I say his name.
Kings trying to find some room along that inside line, cuts to the outside, quickly absorbing that hit from the Argentine blocker and through for the initial.
And the Wizards of Oz absorbing their impact as they come into the wall there, denying them possibly any points or very little points. Nope, 1 more point. We're getting
one
good
and
at
done. Yeah. Now in that double-digit mark, a nice even 10. Argentina trying to claim space on that pivot line there.
But Australia not seeming too bothered about it, letting them have
Not quite. In a good position there for some offense right off the line, and it does so. That is Drop Blair, our lead jammer of record here in Jam 7.
Big game for Argentina and Droid. Who is taking the start off, but now out as not lead, fast approaching that pack.
Yeah, unfortunately, the pivot for Argentina stuck in our 888 penalty box. So luckily, that star stash was just enough to open up a gap in the pack and find their way through. We now have ourselves a tie score. Everybody hydrate, 10-10.
Both double digits.
We have a tie game, everybody. I don't know what we do in a tie game.
So lining up for Australia, we have Go and Bravo for Argentina. Pack advantage slightly for Australia. They only have one in the 888 box, two in the box for Argentina. Using that to their advantage to get through for lead, but the Argentinian Bravo fast behind.
Yeah, both these jam are so fast. Beautiful apex jump by Bravo there to get through the pack. Didn't quite stick the landing, but was still inbounds. Just enough to keep things going.
Some big air. And yeah, still tied 4-4 for that. Now another 4 for Australia, pulling out with the lead. Ghost is. I'm sure the Australian bench is very happy with that.
Absolutely. Ghost now back into the fray. Argentina not making it an easy pass to accomplish, but collects all 4 points, it does look like. I'm going to call that one off. That's going to be a 12-point jam for Team Australia, bringing them up to 22. 7 points put up by Argentina.
The biggest jam for this game so far, 12 points. See if we can
Very much so. I want to say that was the first jam where they were able to complete multiple scoring laps as well.
So. And again, with games like these points do matter to secure whatever ranking that we are aiming for. As Donnie out for lead, with Changte still stuck in the Argentinian pack.
Donne coming in hard to that pack, but Team Australia ready and waiting to absorb that impact there. Now being taken to the inside bridge. Quite a ways back, not too far though, having to maintain that pack definition that was at the front of the pack. Jammers now neck and neck as they escape on scoring and initial pass.
Both approaching that pack at the back there. Donne trying to take that inside apex, but being thwarted and calling it.
Calling it off from the ground, but it was enough time for Australia to sneak out 3 points there, still keeping the score nice and close. Just under 3 minutes to go here already, almost through this first half.
Because they are going so fast, you really do get engrossed in it and it's done by the time you look back. So we have Mr. Bump for Australia as jammer, and Toro for Argentina. Again, as I say their name, they get out of the pack. I'm giving a good curse today.
Mr. Bump about a half track behind. Toro having to hit that pack and going to call it off immediately. Call off was a little bit delayed there, it looked like, but still able to ice Team Australia, looks like, in that jam. Like the coach from Team Australia just having a quick chat with the officials crew there. Looks like both teams are going to be at full strength as we head into jam number 11. Our 888 penalty box currently sits empty.
It's been quite an empty penalty box, to be fair, this game so far. Only at several penalties for, 2 penalties so far for Australia. A little bit more for Argentina, but nothing troubling. That is Argentina, Donnie with lead. And Kings for Australia really pushing hard against that Australian wall, using their offense to create some movement there. As Donnie comes back round.
Kings being held up by strong defensive formation, being put forth by Argentina, knocked to that infield, opting not to bridge back, maintain this micro pack definition. Of course, we have a couple blockers in our 888 penalty box at the moment, so smaller pack to contend with, but nonetheless fearsome.
And that was us just saying it was pretty clean so far. Really should learn that by now, not to say things.
But I feel like it's part of our job, though. We gotta say the things.
It's a double-edged sword. Say the things they might happen.
They're just inevitable. As soon as we comment on something, it's gonna change. So we just have to get used to that reality again. We don't do it on purpose, we promise.
We're not some sort of announcing witches. Not that we'll admit. So Australia sitting at 25 points, Argentina on 30. Score is definitely rocketed in this last 4 minutes. We've only got 10 seconds left on this period.
Yes, this will definitely be the last jam of this first half here. Drop Blair coming in for a scoring pass, taken to the outside by the pivot for Argentina.
Argentina looked very consistent in ruining the Australian party.
But sneaked right back through there.
The drop there is through for 4 points going up on the
I
board.
believe we may have a star pass here for Team Argentina.
I think we do. I do see the jammer cover in the pivot's hand. So we have passed to
Yes, that is Pavlitovs. They're working hard to get through. It seems like anytime they get a little bit forward, Team Australia takes them to that outside boundary.
But we do have Drop Blair with a penalty for Australia, so this jam will run to its natural conclusion. And we'll see where the score is after that at 29 to 30 currently.
Argentina hanging out at the back of the pack there, hoping to let Pavlitovs push this pack to its absolute limit, but Team Australia holding down the fort.
Snuck through there though as the two Australian blockers were separated on track, and we had a hit so big someone's helmet literally came off.
That's a first. I have not seen that before.
Was it even clipped together?
Yeah. Wow. I did see a jam earlier today where somebody's glasses flew right off. It was a hit from Optimus Grime, jammer versus jammer, and the glasses just flew right off.
Yeah.
It was like,
Australia only having 2 blockers on the track right now, but they have put on Drop Blair as their jammer of choice, and bravo for Argentina with a full complement of Argentinian blockers. Let's see what they do.
All right, then, folks, we are in a 3-point game. We have 15.
quick lead for Bravo to earn there. Only 2 blockers to contend with. Now losing an additional blocker to our AAA penalty box as 1 return. So a little bit of a revolving door there penalty-wise on Team Australia's side.
Drop Blair stuck at the back between 2 very fierce Argentinian blockers, but with a little bit of offense there, manages to sneak through as Bravo runs up behind with a nice little apex jump, but sneaks through.
And that will bring Argentina back into the lead, sitting at 38 points. Australia holding strong at 33. Does look like a couple blockers on the Argentina side in our AAA penalty box, and 1 for Australia. So a little smaller pack for our next jamming contingent to contend with. That's going to be Donne for Argentina and Mr. Bump for Australia.
Pretty much reversed what was in the last jam there with 2 Australian blockers on. Now we have 2 Argentinian blockers on.
Donne trying to dance on those toe stops along the outside, but ultimately stepping out of bounds, recycling to play it safe.
Did get awarded lead, but has now taken the star off, so this will be a 2-minute jam. Don't think they quite realised it was a quick recycle there, but 2 minutes could do a lot for both of these teams.
Oh, absolutely. Donne running up on all cylinders along that inside line. Mr. Bump trying to follow suit, but ultimately does put a couple of limbs out of bounds there, does force that recycle. Now the pivot for Argentina, keeping Mr. Bump at bay at the back of the pack.
Lovely bit of offense there from Jigglytuff to let Mr. Bump push through it at the front.
Rasta doing some beautiful solo work at the top of that pack there, keeping Mr. Bump within those pack-defined territories for a moment there. Rasta now being sent to our 888 penalty box.
And Mr. Bump back into the pack. I think Donny is still stuck in their starting hand, now recycled into a fearsome Australian wall at the back there.
But Team Argentina putting up a solid 2-wall at the front of that pack too, not making it easy for Mr. Bump, but that scoring pass will put Australia back in the lead. Currently 12 points scored, 30 seconds left to go in this jam number 2.
There's 12 minutes left in the period as well. This game is still anybody's at this point.
Donny now free of the pack. That puts Argentina in the lead by a single point, but Mr. Bump running up that inside line brings it back for Australia. Just swapping leads back and forth here.
To be an Australian or Argentinian fan right now would make me a little bit sick, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely fantastic work so from both jammers on that, racking up the points. So much so that we are now Australia 49, Argentina 50. Absolutely fabulous jam.
Yeah, I can't tell if I would want to be an Australia-Argentina fan or not right now, because as exciting as it is, it's got to be a little
bit
stressful on the heart there.
That is a 16-point jam from Australia, the biggest one of this game so far.
We've got Chantade and Toro. Looks like a pivot cover possibly hanging out on the ground there. Hopefully that doesn't trip anybody up.
Doesn't look like anybody's bothered by it. As Chantade is pushing through the front. Toro stuck at that back with those Australian blockers. And Chantade out for lead after a hard fought tripod on that second turn, or turn 1.
Beautiful little apex hop there by Chantade. Very subtle.
Bringing that to 5-3 for Australia, 53. Another lead change. I think we're going to see a lot in this game.
Absolutely. Toro being held up by a strong 3-wall put forth by Team Australia at the front there.
Even the offense having a hard time making them move.
Toro is just having to work his absolute damnedest to get out of the front, and he does it.
I'm calling it off from Chantade as Argentina was coming round on a scoring pass. So Argentina still on 50 and Australia, are we getting some more points? We are 56, so 7-point jam from Australia, pulling that lead out as much as they can in this game.
It's a good thing Argentina didn't need a star pass in that one, because I don't think the pivots even realized that that cover was sitting on the ground, so they would have been like going to take it and suddenly realize your helmet cover's missing. You're missing an important piece of equipment.
Who thought we would have a 6-point game today?
So a team timeout for possibly Argentina, because I think Australia have used theirs already. Yeah, the jam timer is signaling towards Argentina, so they are taking a team timeout to see how they can get these next 6 points.
I see on our screen there, timeout being sponsored by My Roller Derby. My Roller Derby quality gear that makes your bruises look badass and your falls legendary.
9 minutes left to go. We are cuddling jammers like no tomorrow.
9 minutes left in the second half. Ghost up for Wizards of Oz and Bravo for Argentina.
Differential and made it to a 6-point differential.
Been a mountain that we can't, but we're hitting.
Like both teams going to be at full strength as we head into jam number 4. 888 penalty box currently sits empty.
Everybody is out on track. We have Ghost versus Bravo. We have an
absolute scrum between the jammer and pivot lines there. But that is Ghost through for lead jammer for Australia. However, Bravo just out and hot on their tail. Argentinian offense really trying to break up that pack and get some speed going for Bravo on their entry. Through for 4 as Ghost, who has lead at the back there, but not for long.
mixto's getting knocked down there and calling things off from the ground.
This is a
See if any points are added. Yes, that's going to be 3 points for Australia, maintaining that lead. 59 points to Argentina's 54. Do have one blocker for the Argentina side in our 888 penalty box, so pack advantage going to be with Team Australia here.
We have, Ghost up again.
I believe they mislabeled the last one. I believe that was drop flare jamming for Team Australia. So now we have the real Ghost.
The real Ghost. Not the ghost of Ghost, the real Ghost. And Toro up for Argentina.
Toro at the top of the pack, still one left to beat, not quite so easily done, but does come out on top. Lead advantage in favor of Team Argentina. Ghost getting held up by a strong formation there at the back of that pack. Pack starting to get a little bit stretched out here at that turn number 2.
Pack awareness from both sides has been incredible this game, though. As soon as it lets up, they reform, they know exactly where they are. Very tactical teams, both of them.
Like Toro getting knocked to the outside, going to be bridged a long way back by number 75 for Australia.
Argentina holding a very strong wall at the front.
And blocker from Australia trying to break apart some of those blockers, but those blockers from Team Argentina just rotating right around that defense, not making them so easy to be pulled apart there.
And coming back together like they are actually made of Velcro.
Taking the game to a 1-point game.
So it is, that is 4 points for Argentina, now a 1-point game. However, Argentina back in and scoring for that next pass.
Oh, Toro was almost free of that pack, but the pivot for Australia absolutely locking them down at the top of turn number 1 there. You shall not pass.
Another 4 for Argentina makes this 62 to Argentina, 59 for Wizards of Oz. Still anybody's game.
And just a little bit over 5 minutes left to go here.
We have full complement of blockers for Argentina and one about to exit for Australia in the 888 penalty box.
That Chantave donning the star for Australia and Bravo for Argentina. Bravo at the top of that pack, dances along that outside line on those tips of the toe stops. Through for your lead, a jammer here in Jam 6.
Chantave being hit slightly to the end, having to recycle to the back of that pack and face those very fierce Argentinian blockers once again. However, one has just got a penalty and having a seat in the box.
Blocker from Australia just powering through a blocker from Argentina there, but everybody is all smiles as they come back onto their feet. Argentina coming out on top of that jam, 4 points to none. That extends their lead 66 points to Australia's 59.
So a 7-point game, still one of the closest for today so far.
I think we got drop player donning the star for Australia, and that's going to be Toro for Argentina.
Drop player pushing through for the front. Maybe got a bit of a false start penalty there, or a false start warning there. But both jammers out neck and neck, but Toro just sneaking out in front for that lead jammer. And we'll see.
A little bit of apex hop attempt by Toro there, didn't quite stick that landing in bounds. That's going to bring it to a conclusion. I don't see any points going up for either team. Going to be no points, just vibes. That's good vibes all around.
We do have the Australian bench in the middle, possibly wanting a call for something, but the next jam is about to start with 3 minutes left on the second period.
seen an official review yet today.
That is Donate out on a show stop for lead for Argentina. Mr. Bump being recycled, cover off by those quick Argentinian blockers.
Mr. Bump currently with that star in hand, but not quite able to pass at the moment. Their pivot a little preoccupied at the front, trying to keep Donate at bay. Donate through for that first scoring pass here of jam number 8. Does look like we may have had that pass.
I think so. We do have Lulu again for Australia taking that star, but Argentina shutting that down so that they cannot score. Australia still sitting at 59 points, Argentina at 74. I heard the in-house announcer saying that's 15 points, and I'm not going to double check their math, so 15-point lead.
I think this might be the biggest score gap we've had this entire game, of 15 points. It's been very close so far. Got Chang Tae for Australia as our jammer, and Bravo for Argentina. Bravo at the top of that pack will be our lead jammer of record.
Their star, however, has fallen off,
no.
and they do now have a penalty. So, lead jam goes to Australia and Chang Tae. They'll be hoping to capitalise on this.
You can see the confusion on the poor jammer's face, like, wait, I need that cover, what do I do? It's like, no, you gotta report to that penalty box first, and then you have to go back and retrieve that star with that pack sitting pretty close to that helmet cover.
It's gonna be an interesting one.
A little difficult there to retrieve.
And I think the helmet cover has disappeared off the floor.
Oh no, I believe the pivot for Argentina has picked it up.
That is fine, as long as someone's got it.
It's always good to have friends on your side out there helping you out. But yeah, being released just at the conclusion of that jam. They didn't have to fight with that helmet cover mid-jam, luckily.
But we do have 5 points on the board in that jam for Australia, putting them up to 64. Argentina still on 74 points.
Heading into what looks like is going to be the last jam of this game here.
Australia will really need to shut down those Argentinian jammers to make this work for them. We'll find out what happens.
Oh, bodies all over that. All over that pivot line there, but looks like everybody's up under their own power. We always love to see that.
Brilliant jammers struggling to get up under the bodies.
Did look like their legs might have been under a body there. Not always comfortable, but everybody quick back on their feet and ready to put together some fearsome defensive formations there on both sides. We've got Ghost fighting at the top of that pack there. Argentina not going to make this an easy lead to earn, but after a hard-fought 45 seconds, Team Australia has the lead here in this last jam of the game.
Hopefully for them, they will be able to capitalise on this lead as Toro is still held.
Toro got knocked to that outside there, bridge back the long way. Ghost does make it around. That first scoring pass accomplished. Starting to bring that score gap
a little bit closer. The Toro still in that Australian wall, but Australia losing blockers to the...
But a fearsome 2-all being put forth right at the top of that pack there, making Toro work for every single inch of momentum forward. Pat getting a little bit stretched out there, now getting recompressed as Argentina blockers moving up.
Australia feeling very confident there and leaving only one blocker to deal with Toro and sending one back for offense.
Only 10 seconds left to go here in this final jam.
Toro coming in for their scoring pass.
Toro did a twist of the hips there, but did get knocked out right at the end, and it does bring us to the jam's natural conclusion and conclusion of the game. Looks like everybody holding off to wait and see, make sure everything is tallied correctly. Looks like our jam refs
doing some quick
possibly
jam
having a discussion there. Might be Argentina out on top. Oh my.
No.
No way! Our first tie game of the tournament. No!
Argentina, 4 points.
My goodness, they had us for a minute there.
I think that pretty much sums up this entire game.
And you can see Argentina definitely having a well-deserved celebration there on those sidelines.
Even as the last whistle went, we were still not sure of how that game was going to go.
No, definitely not.
Absolutely.
Definitely a hard-fought battle by both sides. Congratulations to Argentina and for Australia for putting forth such a valiant effort as well, keeping things nice and close, giving us, you know, little heart palpitations, I'm assuming, for some of the folks at home and here in the venue.
It's moments like that that make these kind of tournaments like worth everything you've put into it, especially for the teams.
Oh, absolutely. Both teams having traveled so far to be here for this honor, and Argentina just kind of soaking it all in right now. Coming up next on this track, we are going to see Team Canada versus Team Japan. That's going to be coming at the top of the hour, so about 20 minutes or so.
And I believe you will have us both again for
Yes,
that game.
indeed you will. So I believe the cameras are going to stay on while these teams do their round of high fives that might bring you some highlights while you're waiting for that next game there. But thank you so much for joining us here at the Palais de Sport track for Argentina versus Australia. We will see everybody soon.